Welcome in, everybody. It's the Coach Matthew Mitchell Show. I'm your host, Coach Matthew Mitchell, and we are excited to welcome you to the show this week. We got it kicked off last time, our maiden voyage on the Coach Matthew Mitchell Show, and that was a lot of fun. So glad you found your way back. And episode number 2, I wanted to highlight something very exciting that we're going to be sharing with you on the Coach Matthew Mitchell Show, and that's our guest. In the last episode, I was telling you how life has treated me so incredibly kind with the people that I've met, and so many interesting people, and a career in college athletics allowed me to meet a lot of different dynamic people in all walks of life. And so I can't wait to share with you some of those guests that are upcoming, and we're going to interview them, and we're going to talk about life and their journey and how they've been successful and challenges that they have had, and how their leadership how leadership impacted their life and career. And I just think it's going to be so interesting finding out all these people that have impacted the world in significant but different ways. So the first guest that I want to introduce you to, though, is not going to be with us because it's my mom. Carol Mitchell is a woman that I want to tell you about. And if I could have any guest on to start it off, it would be my mom. But she passed away August 29th, 2024. She passed peacefully, and after a long life, 82 years old, had some health issues the last couple of years, and had been struggling a bit. But we were so fortunate we were able to gather as a family and be there with her as her life ended here on earth, and she headed off to a better spot, and it was great to be a part of that. But what I wanted to talk to you today about my mom is a great example of the opportunity we all have to impact our world. And if you're listening to this podcast and you've followed anything that I've ever done, you know, I believe that you succeed with people, and certainly a basketball coach has to have a great team to be successful, and you're judged by wins and losses. And my job when I was the head women's basketball coach at Kentucky for 13 years, and we were able to build that into a championship level basketball program that sustained success for over a decade, and went from one of the mediocre programs and really historically one of the underachieving programs, or least successful in the Southeastern Conference and in the country, to consistently becoming one of the most successful year in and year out, challenging for the championship. We won an SEC championship in 2012, went deep into the NCAA tournament many times, and became one of the top programs in the country. And so I had to have a great team, had to have great people to make an impact on Kentucky women's basketball. And then we were able to make an impact in our community of Lexington and into the state of Kentucky, and then nationwide. We were able to create a brand that impacted people. And overwhelming majority of the time, that was a positive impact we were having on people. And so that was the platform at that point in time in my life that I had a chance to impact. Now, as I'm out into the corporate world, teaching leadership, coaching, high aspirational, high performance, where there's a premium on performance in a business, I walk with them through our program, the Winning Tools, and help them get a process for being successful. Process-driven leadership is what we teach, and that leads them to sustain success. And so those businesses, they have a platform. They're able to make an impact on the world. And so we all, no matter where we are, whether we are in a corporate job, whether we're in a small business, whether we are at home running a dynamic household, taking care of our family, no matter where we are, we have a platform to impact. And that's why I want to talk about my mom today, because my mom, Carol Mitchell, was born in a tiny town in Louisville, Mississippi, spelled just like Louisville, Kentucky, but we pronounce the S there. And she and my dad, John Mitchell, dated for 8 years before they were married, and they were married 61 years, and they spent all of those years in that town of Louisville, Mississippi, except for the few years that they left for college. They both went to college and then returned back to Louisville and settled down, got married August 31st, 1963, and had 4 boys. My brother David, Mark, Stephen, and then along I came. I was the youngest, and they were incredible parents to me. I just wrote in my first book, came out last summer, Winning Tools, and I write in that book, I hit the parent lottery. Everybody, some people think their parents are the very best. I don't know how you could ever figure out who's the actual best parent of all time, but I would just say this: I can't imagine having better parents than I had. And so what my mom did was pretty remarkable. And growing up, I think as kids, we certainly don't appreciate what our parents are doing for us, whether they're impacting us positively, negatively. So it's hard to know what's going on when you're a kid. And it's later in life when you're able to reflect back. And what got me thinking about this in a deeper way was really going through this experience with Mom at the end of her life. And during that time, there were so many people reaching out to us with prayers and with support. And it really was an amazing time. And in that time when it looked like it was imminent that she was going to leave this world, people started sharing stories about her. And then we as a family, we started recollecting the past and the impact that she made. And then when she eventually did pass and we had the funeral, we had visitation, and that was incredibly impactful because people certainly came from all over the town and shared stories of how Mom had impacted their life. But what I was amazed by was the amount of people that came from some considerable distance just to be there and pay their respects and to tell their story about how Mom impacted their life for the positive. And it has me thinking still, even a few weeks after this has happened, it stayed with me. What the opportunity we have to impact people in a positive way. And there's a woman who never lived in a town that had more than 10,000 people in it. It's not particularly famous for any real reason that you would know about it. She was a school teacher. She served in the scouting program, the Cub Scouts, and she and my dad were leaders there. She was very active in the church leadership. There wasn't a service position at our church that she did not fulfill over her life. She was involved in different civic organizations and just really took advantage of what she had available to her in that little bitty town and made a huge impact on people. Never famous, never well known, but lives were impacted positively. A few people shared how their lives were changed because of how she lived her life. And the overwhelming feedback and the word that kept coming up over and over and over was how kind she was. And through that kindness, she made a tremendous impact on the world. And so many people that, and then we had people who could not come in that just were sharing messages. And so I'm so fortunate right now. One example, I'm so fortunate now to be included on a group text with former players that I coached at Kentucky, and they're players that span many, many years, about a 10-year period there. I was coached for 13 years. And so there's players from different teams that didn't even play on that particular team, but they all played at Kentucky. And so they're all bonded by that experience. And so we tell each other happy birthday, congratulate people on accomplishments and achievements. And it's just a beautiful thing that I'm so grateful to be a part of as their coach. And the messages that my former players sent about Mom kept talking about kindness and how she made them feel so great when she was around them. And she would come to several games a year, but she wasn't there every single second of the day. But the little bit of time that she had over a player's 4-year career actually added up to something significant. And they talked about how they were inspired by her kindness. And so over the course of the week, the couple of weeks that went, and the weeks since that I've gone through that, it's made me think about how I want to treat people and what kind of impact that I want to make currently and going forward. And so Mom just gave us all a gift here of an example of a life based on principles. She was one of the people, she and my dad really are the people that had the greatest impact on my character. And I did not always live a high character life. I had a real struggle as a young person, and it took me a while to get things together. But they were always supportive, and they always supported properly, and it was always through a real principled way. And so when I come out and teach people honesty, hard work, and discipline, the winning tools, and I teach people in businesses process-driven leadership, it's really the foundation was built from my mom and dad. They were honest, hardworking, extremely disciplined. And because of that, they've made an impact on the world. And so if my mom, Carol Mitchell, little bitty town, Louisville, Mississippi, not famous, not huge status in the grand scheme of things, if she can make that kind of impact on people, I think it should make us all stop and think about how we want to impact people. And so I'm going to use that example of kindness. Well, it doesn't cost anything to be kind. And there's so many opportunities, so many opportunities in this life to be unkind. I can tell you that. I had a little misunderstanding on the highway this morning that a person I think thought I was trying to be unkind, and they were extremely unkind on the highway. But you know what I mean. There's so many things going on. It's such a dynamic world we live in. And the opportunity to be unkind is available to us. But the impact we can make through kindness is similar and is available to us just like it was available to my mom. She used it. She used her platform to spread kindness, to improve people's lives, to improve people's journey in this life. And we only get one. And I want to tell you, Carol Mitchell, she got the most out of hers. She made a tremendous impact. It's inspiring me, and I hope telling this story inspires you. We want you to join us each and every week, and we will meet interesting people like you just met Carol Mitchell. We'll meet interesting people, interesting guests that will add value to our lives, that will add value to the way we think about our leadership and the way that we are navigating our life. and I believe if you stick here with us, will inspire you in ways where your impact on this world can reach its full potential. So keep coming back. So excited about this show, so excited about the opportunity to add value to your life and to serve you with great leadership and hopefully some fun and different topics each and every week. But hope you'll keep joining us here on the Coach Matthew Mitchell Show. If you want to find out what we are doing in our business and how it can help your life and your business, go to CoachMatthewMitchell.com. That's CoachMatthewMitchell.com. You'll see all of our offerings there. We are speaking, coaching, writing, and we are here to serve you and help your life, your leadership, and your business reach its fullest potential through process-driven leadership. So thanks so much for joining us this week. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week on the Matthew Mitchell Show. Coach Matthew Mitchell Show. We'll see you next week on the Coach Matthew Mitchell Show.